For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Outlaws Outdoors with me, Mike, telling you guys a bit of a review video on a lovely awning from Kampa. So this here is the Kampa Air Pro Club. So the Club Air Pro essentially is a model that was in the 2019 collection with Kampa and carries on over to 2020 with a few quite sort of significant updates really into the range. There's 3 different sizes in the range of the club, so you've got the 330, the 390 and then also the 450. The main difference going forward to 2020 is the fact that it's now kind of modular. So they've got rid of the Plus version, which you saw in the 2019 collection, and now all of the models can be a Plus by buying an extra zip-on extension, and yet again you can have it as left-handed or right-handed depending on how you wanted it. So it's more versatile, yet again it's more like a modular size. And in theory, if you want to, you could have this bigger than a Frontier. You could have a left and a right and have one nice whopping big awning if you wanted to. So you've got maximum amount of versatility, because again you can just have an annex rather than the full extension. But you've still got the main core things that everyone certainly really loved with the club for 2019. Generally, it uses Kampa's Pro fabrics, which is a really nice fabric. And yet again, it's just something that's been in the industry for quite a number of years now. And anyone who sort of takes it, feels it, knows kind of the quality that you get with it itself. The club is kind of a different because it's more like a throwback to a bit more of a traditional look with a little bit of an air pole at the front just to give you a bit of shelter against the front doors, which really is quite nice. But yet again, you've got the versatility of air. So you've got a single point inflation, which pumps up the whole awning as it is. And then what you can do is just more than happily just got several deflation valves at the bottom of each beam to get the air out. And you can check out our own Outlaws pitching and packing videos that we've done of myself pitching this model. It took me no longer than probably 10 minutes, 8 or 9 minutes to pitch the club. Admittedly, now you'll be looking at adding a side annex on if you, a side extension on if you wanted to. And I would probably recommend doing that when it's not inflated. But check out our own, we've done a separate video altogether about how to attach an extension on when you've got an awning like this, because it's becoming more common with multiple brands like Vango and Kampa and Sun Kampa so more. So it's a more common theme now. Unique selling points of the kind of the club, if you will, is that pretty much all the panels can remove. So the front 2 panels and the side 2 panels can remove, and this actually helps to keep the weight down when you want to. So in theory, what you can do, rather than having one big heavy awning you have to feed through the awning rail or keep in a bag, in theory you could have 2 separate bags now. So if you want to buy an extra bag, put all the panels in, put your pump in, put the pegs in, put your draft skirt in. That way it makes the main, just the main awning itself lighter and more manageable, and again smaller storer. So you can have 2 smaller bags rather than sort of one bigger bag, if you will. Alternatively, as I've done for the pitching video, I can slide it through the rail quite nicely because the Pro fabric is it's not particularly heavy, but then it's still, you know, very good quality and sort of very quite durable as well. You've got kind of a very much uprighted front, which allows you to have sort of maximum amount of sort of space inside the awning. And the club actually has a 275 depth, so it's a bit deeper than your standard awning you'll find. So that gives you a little bit more space, especially, you know, when you're not stepping out the caravan straight on top of everything. The 3 sizes with a 330, 390 and the 450 allow it to fit on the rail how you want it to. So it depends on how long that straight part of the rail is. It gives you the flexibility. You can have this kind of design but on a smaller or larger scale. And yet again, with the ability of the front, sort of the side extensions if you wanted to, it gives that extra sort of wet room if you wanted to. But you can see from our sort of pitching videos what that looks like. And also I will take you into a model in just a moment which has that extra section built onto it. So it's quite a good little feature. Beautiful PVC windows when you see to get great clarity out everywhere. And a new addition, like I said, for the 2020 season is there's now a zip that sits underneath the awning here. So there's now a big front canopy you can buy for this. If you like the look of this awning and you want something maybe that's going to be used in more weather in Europe, mainland Europe, rather than UK, or something you want that's going to be more seasonal, they do make an all-season version of this. So you can kind of upgrade to the all-season fabric. It's probably about £300 or so £100 price jump, but the durability and also a little bit of breathability you get in that fabric is also could be a big sort of difference. And you know, you would expect the lifespan to last quite a little bit longer, which is a really nice little thing. But we'll talk more about the club as we have a look on the inside. So let's see what's got to offer for 2020. So now inside the club, you kind of get a bit more of a grasp of certainly the general depth you've got inside of here. It's quite generous, and I think that kind of gets felt even more the fact that you've got a very flat front. So the joys that means is you can actually have tables and chairs right up to the front there, and means you have more space behind, well, the caravan. So you're not sort of stepping, like I said, down the outside, not stepping out a door, then you're straight on top of all your furniture. So that extra sort of just 25 centimeters, it's only just less than a foot. And the upright really does help to make it feel a bit more roomy in here. But the design with the kind of traditional style front with the little sort of rain-safe front doors, I think allows plenty of height. So it feels, even though it's about the same, near the same footprint as something like the Grande, a little bit smaller in depth, it feels quite as roomy because just the mere height in here makes it feel more of a presence. Generally, as we talked about on the outside, you've got beautiful crystal clear windows to get plenty of light, but you've also got curtains as well to get the privacy when you want to. So just little button retainers like so. There's a little strap just located here, and all it does is it keeps that curtain nice and close to the window to get really good coverage. And there's a slight nice pattern to it going forward in 2020. Alternatively, the curtain, like I said, you can just unremove, put it back into a little retainer, don't have to worry about it. There's a secondary zip located on the actual club here as well, so it means you can have a mesh panel built into it as well as having the main panel in situ at the same time. So you can unzip it down, create a little veranda, allow some airflow to come through, but still have the mesh in there to stop all the bugs and sort of critters coming in if you want to. And yet again, even if it's raining, you've got a little canopy at the front there that stops the water just from dripping in. So it's a really nice model and it's very well quite thought of. There on the door itself, you've got, obviously you can remove the panel to use as an entrance. Alternatively, you've got a little door located to the side, and it's the same on both panels. Just right towards the end means that you can access the zip if need be. You can roll that back, use that as an entrance, just a way to kind of nip in and out as you want to. You can see probably from our video from 2019, we've had the Pro windbreak included on the video, and it really helps make a really nice enclosure, which I think works really, really well. And that's no different to how we're set up in the showroom, in our indoor showroom at Wars here, really. So other things to consider, you've got, obviously, it's a 1-point inflation like we talked about. The air comes out and gets distributed through these valves at the top here, and you've got isolation taps so that you can make each beam individually, sort of on its own, and if need be, replace it or repair it just by unzipping the chambers and getting right down to the bladder. You've also got things like little tabs for saber lights, so you can put on the front, or as we've got them here, currently situated in the roof. And again, with those, you can check out the own video out we've got of that. So you can buy an add-on and then sort of a starter kit and connect them all up to run off one socket. So that works quite nicely. You've got obviously a window in the side, but these two side panels can actually be completely removed and switched around with one another. What that's going to do is really reposition the door. So currently the door has a nice big mesh part to it, which is located here. If you were to swap that panel around with this one, that door would suddenly then become here. So it means it's away from the caravan. You can walk, come out the caravan, leave the door open. You're not tripping over a step every time you walk through the side door. You've got a bit more entrance way and then you're straight in with your tables and chairs. So it works out a bit nicer, but you've got the versatility to do it. So if it doesn't favour you, you can, chop and change it as you please. One of the side windows as well has got a really nice big mesh panel, again, to really help create ventilation. Certainly one thing is more of an issue now than ever is condensation, to the point where it can be mistaken quite easily for sort of leaking, mainly because there's so much moisture coming up from the ground, but also just in exhaling a lot of moisture from yourselves. It sort of lingers because the material is not breathable. It's just going to hang and cling and most likely drip off any sort of toggle or anything like that hangs down to find its lowest point on the ground. So it's not uncommon to see maybe the bottom of the beam a little bit damp as well. It's just part of the air, because when air's under pressure, it's more likely to condense inside of there. So you've got condensation going on not only in the awning, but also in the shoe as well. Other things you've got, which are quite a nice little feature, are things like the ability to remove the side panels, add annexes onto it. So if you don't want to go for the full extension, you can just buy like a conservatory to zip on the back or the front, or tall annexes to sleep in the bedrooms in there. So you've got really lots of ideas, well, lots of flexibility in sort of chopping and changing what you want. And like I said, it's all about suiting what needs you have and what best suits you. Cushion carpet, which also is available, bespokely made for each club range, as well as an extension club carpet as well, also to consider. And the joy is, yet again, is it's breathable, so it keeps the campsite happy, but it's a nice cushioned and it's quite a thick carpet. And if need be, if you are on something that's hard standing, for example, you want to keep that clean, they do make a ground sheet, like a proper non-breathable ground sheet. You can put that on to protect the base if need be. You've got your foam pad located at the back here to really help to keep a good seal, and get some upright poles as an extra, and just push that foam pad hard against the caravan to minimise draft coming down the side, as well as it's limpet compatible, so you can use limpets on there just to really help and seal it up. Generally, you've got a nice sort of decent sized pack size. So this goes in there, pretty much everything goes in there, as you can see from our pitching video. You've got the pump, the pegs, all works. But like I say, you can reduce the weight down just by separating certain items in the bag as well. Other considerations to look at are things like storage units to go onto the rail that sits on the caravan, so it maximises the sheer amount of options you can go for. But I think the main bread and butter items would be things like the carpet, the lights, the storm straps, which are an optional extra, or things like the sun canopy or extension. Quite literally, the list goes on, but you can always inquire on our website. We normally link in all the products that you can look at. So if you want to get an idea of nearly every darn accessory you can get for the awning, it's definitely a little worth having a look on that, really. But overall, I think the main tweaks going forward to 2020 are a really great idea. The fact that you've got the versatility of having an annex, an extension on either side if you want to, or chop or change it. So you could have a 450 with, you know, a left hand extension or a right hand extension. So, and that front canopy zip for that really nice big front canopy, I think is a great extra as well. And you can check out, if you want to see how big that is, if you look at the all season video we've done on the club, I've got that situated with that, and also a windbreak to match as well. But yeah, that's kind of our Atwell's review. Check our website for more information. But that is the Club Air Pro 330, 390, 450 for the 2020 season.